Hi, welcome to Minicab Drivers Lifeline, your trusted partner for TfL's taxi and private hire licenses, assessments, and also application renewal and everything else. We are here to talk about the mandatory TfL SERU assessment for London taxi drivers, which has been introduced by TfL a couple of days ago when they issued a notice and the details. So we are here to talk about briefly about the assessment, what is expected of you and how to go about this assessment. Although there is much information provided by TfL as yet, but we'll try to take you through and give as much information as we can. So first of all, we'll take you to a brief introduction of the assessment and what the content of the handbook, because the whole assessment is based on a handbook, and also we'll talk you to the type of questions, how to prepare, what will happen in an exam hall, and also the question types. So all this will try to take you through as much as practically possible. Now, this assessment is called SERU, which stands for Safety, Equality, Regularity, Understanding, same as one for the private hire drivers. And don't get mad at TfL, because this assessment has to be done following the national standard introduced by the Department for Transport. And from 1st of October 2025, all licensed London taxi driver as well as the new applicant, they must pass this assessment, which is called taxi driver SERU assessment. You can, and obviously it's a computer-based assessment and delivered by TfL staff at the TfL centers. Now, in a summary, what does this assessment cover? Passenger and driver safety. So there will be details about the safety as we go through the handbook. Will explain safeguarding children, vulnerable adults, supporting disabled passengers, equality, disability awareness, and taxi law and driver responsibilities under the Equality Act 2010. Now, what is this assessment is based on? This assessment is based on a document called London Taxi Black Cab Driver Handbook, there are 13 sections in the assessment in the handbook, and you need to familiarize yourself with that, and there are 51 pages. And obviously the TfL will constantly review this handbook, meaning that you always need to keep an eye on it if there is a version changes. So let us now actually look at the handbook on TfL's website. So this is exactly how the handbook looks like, and this is the cover page, and this goes into the version control and etc. And then there's introduction. So you see there are sections, obviously introduction sections, and obviously section 1, doing your job, and this is very much details. This is very much in details. Unless the private hire assessment is not a vertical document rather than an A4 size document, so it's got more text than in it. So first section is about doing your job, second is about payments and fares, and then section 3 is about being aware of equality and disability, then safeguarding children and adults at risk, which is same as SERU. Driver safety, same as SERU. Safer driving, again same as SERU. Other health and safety advice, this is something new. Customer service and driver behavior, again quite similar to private hire one. Stopping and waiting, like obviously there's a differences between private hire and taxi. Obviously taxi driver has more facility in terms of waiting, so the details of that. Taxi ranks and shelters, and licensing requirements and responsibilities, renting, owning and owning a taxi, and section 13 useful contact and glossary. Now obviously there's a bit of an introduction, then the handbook goes along quite long way. So although, as I said, it's a very small amount of text, and I don't know if you print out, probably it's readable, then it's a lot of text compared to private hire. SERU handbook is a lot of text to go through. So as I said, there is a 51 pages. Obviously all of these you need to get into yourself to get ready for this assessment. So let us now continue here. And now, how do you prepare for your assessment? Obviously the assessment will be an open book exam assessment, and it's computer based, and therefore you need to have a basic understanding of the what do you call it, of the use of a mouse and on a computer. And obviously you need to familiarize yourself with the handbook that we have just gone through, and then only then you can able to answer the question, because it's an open book exam. Obviously you need to do lots of practice test with the number of questions. So I'm guessing, like the current private one, there will be 36 questions. So you have to practice yourself a lot and get yourself ready to be able to answer those questions in quick time. Now, existing drivers at the license renewal, they will have to pass these tests, and they will be contacted by TfL. However, if anyone wants to do this assessment earlier than the renewal, they can always contact TfL on assessment@tph.tfl.gov.uk. And new applicants, what they have to do from 1st of October 2025, then obviously they have to pass this assessment before they can be licensed. And obviously this will be part of the Knowledge of London application process, and this can be taken during their studies, so they don't really have to apply. When they're studying the Knowledge of London, they can do it. A recommendation by TfL is this stage 5. However, again, if they want to book it early, then always the option is there for them to send an email to same email address. Now, there is no exemption at all, especially those private hire drivers who have already passed their SERU assessments. It doesn't cover, because the contents are similar, but there's lots of addition to the taxi driver one, and these similarities as well between these two. So that means if a private hire driver wants to become a SERU assessment officer, there is a private hire driver who also holds a London taxi driver license, they will still have to pass this assessment. There is no exemptions at all. Now, test centers, all the TfL's tests now take place at 14 PR Walk in North Greenwich, London, and obviously this is where your Knowledge of London appearance is also held. So you should be familiar with the place, especially the existing driver, and it's very close to the tube station as well. So now this is what the information we know so far, and I have taken myself through the home page of TfL's taxi and taxi driver SERU, and I didn't find much of an information than what we have provided. This information that I'm going to provide you now is solely based on our knowledge of private hire SERU assessment. The process should really be similar. So once you arrive at the center, you should report the reception, and then obviously they will check, primarily they will check your ID. This could be as simple as a normal ID card, something with a photo, because this is a primary level of check. Then there will be a second check as well, and then as you go upstairs, what will happen then, obviously that they will ask for your ID, that proper ID like a passport or a driving license. So you must have one of these, otherwise you will not be able to take your assessment. Then once this ID check is complete, then you have to make a fee. For the private hire drivers assessment, they need to pay their fee online using the online portal. However, this is not yet available for the taxi drivers according to TfL, so you have to pay there. And as far as we understand, they don't accept any cash. That means you have to have a card ready to make a card payment. Once fees are paid, then your photograph may get taken as it is for the current assessment of the private hire drivers, and then there will be briefing given in terms of how the test would go. And then you enter your exam hall, and once you are there, there will be a short presentation again about how the assessment works. Then there will be some practice question for you to get ready, and then obviously you can click on the start button to begin your test. If there is any issue with technical help, you can always ask the member of staff, and they will be more than happy to help you. Then question types, we have no information as yet, but obviously TfL's SERU assessment for private hire drivers included language test as well. So therefore they had comprehensions, and they had fill in the blanks, multiple choice, fill in the blanks questions. So far we don't see that taxi drivers will be required to do the language assessment. So therefore my guess is there will be single multiple choice and double multiple choice questions in the exam, but we need to wait and see what it is until someone take an assessment or some more information is released by TfL. Based on the private hire SERU assessment, it could be 36 questions and 1 hour for the duration of the exam with the book in hand. So this is a good time for you to finish the whole assessment. Current pass score for the private hire one is 60%, so we guess your one will be also 60%, because the TfL want to make both of them equal, similar. And then obviously now for TfL SERU assessment for private hire, they get the results in 3 days. Hopefully they can maintain the same standard of 3 days, and these results are normally released on your TfL driver's account. Now what if you are unsuccessful? So obviously you have the multiple time to resit your assessment for the existing driver. We need to wait and see, and I believe because before they can be licensed, for probably new drivers will have the same, but we'll have to wait and see what decision TfL makes on this. And now how we can help? We have helped hundreds and thousands of drivers in passing their SERU assessment, especially those who have got language barrier and many other who are out of education for a long time. So we can really help you at our training center, explain the handbook with and then obviously take you through. And also you can always benefit from our mock tests, which we will be looking at, which we will be looking into very soon. So that you can benefit from this assessment. So this always advice is that you can visit keep an eye on our website and keep an eye on this channel. So this is our website homepage, which is under development at the moment, and this is where we are going to add a new tab called taxi driver SERU, and then from then you can find all the information and everything that you need, like this one for SERU assessment. So you will find about the training, mock test and online training. Everything will be available to yourself. So keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it on the website, and as soon as we have more information, we obviously will release those information for you, so that you can get ready for your assessment in no time. And always you can call us 075518081046. This is the number. Always you can call us on this number to get more information. And obviously, and then don't forget to like, share or subscribe to our channel. And thank you for your time for today.